Hey everyone, and welcome to my very last video of 2024. And first I do want to say my name is Enneagram Fox and I am a type 4 just trying to be a happier human. I'm trying to find just short topics to give people information about the Enneagram, so I am so glad you stumbled upon my page. If you are not new here, thank you so much for subscribing. I really appreciate you. I hope my channel brings you some good information and maybe a little bit of enjoyment. So the topic for today is, how do I find my type? The good news is there are a ton of ways to find your type. So I have my journal right here, and so I am going to be reading from my journal a little bit just to keep me on track. The three main ways that you can find your type are online quizzes, books, or social media, particularly on Instagram and YouTube. Now, all of these are beneficial, so I wouldn't say stay away from anything except for allowing a person to type you. For me in particular, I took an online quiz and I read a book, and those two things together were the most beneficial for me, and those two things helped me really find out that I'm a type 4. So I have some recommendations for you to get the whole picture of who you are so you can really pinpoint your type and have confidence in knowing that this is your type. If you decide to take a quiz online, there are free ones out there, there are some you can pay for, but none of them are 100% accurate because they are incredibly subjective. So if you take a quiz, my recommendation is to look at your top 3. So when I first took a quiz, I still have my results. Type 4 was actually tied for 3rd place with a type 6. But what you need to do is you look at those top 3 results and then go read books, go to social media, just find other ways to really look at those top 3 and look at where each of those types go in stress or in growth. For example, I thought I was a type 2. I had tested as a type 2 2 or 3 times, and when I started looking at type 2 on social media and in books, I also explored where they go in growth, which is type 4, and in stress, which is type 8. I knew pretty quickly that I was not a type 8. There's not a lot about that type that I relate to, but when I looked at a type 4, there were definitely some things that I did relate to. So look at your top 3: growth, stress. Also, I kind of feel like I said this, but I wrote this down and wanted to say it again. Look at multiple sources. If you don't want to look at social media, totally fine. If you don't want to take a quiz online, totally fine. But read multiple books. There's some really great books out there that explore different parts of the Enneagram too, maybe more relationships, or there's ones that just kind of give you the basic information. It doesn't matter. Read several books. They're gonna give you a lot of information, and it's gonna tell you the information in different ways, so you're gonna get a better understanding of each type. My final recommendation is to look at the childhood wound or message for your top 3 types. Also look at that type's relationship with authority or parental figures, as well as looking at soul child theory. If you know what that is, great. If you don't, just a very brief thing. It's the idea that a type was once the type it goes to in growth, but because of the childhood wound and everything, it's sort of backslid into becoming the type that it is as an adult. So I have a whole series of videos about soul child theory because I find it very interesting. If it sounds too complicated for you, please do not look into it. My, I guess, final warning for this video is to take social media posts or videos with a grain of salt. Most of them are for fun, and so that's how we should take them. We should just take them as something fun, not as something like educational or serious. Now, there are a lot of great informational videos, posts out there that you can take a little more seriously. However, I mean, just like this video, you're only getting a snapshot, right? Like, you're not getting the whole picture of a type just by watching a 10-minute video or even just reading something online that lists out characteristics of that type. So again, I'm gonna say this one more time, look at multiple sources. If you wanna know your type, you need to look at multiple sources. You need to not just look at how that type behaves on vacation, how that type behaves when stressed. You need to look at all of it. You need to look at everything, because it's gonna hit different when you find your type. I hope this is informative for you. If you have any questions, please let me know, put them in the comments. Check out my other videos. They're pretty short, but hopefully they can at least give you some ideas what type you might be, or what types you definitely are not. So guys, thank you for watching, and I will see you all in 2025.